Hi guys, welcome back. As always, this is Crow, and today we're going to be working on a custom character tutorial for importing characters into Double Dash with a specific focus on using Blender. Today we're going to be doing Young Link from Ocarina of Time, and then we're going to be putting him over Mario. So let's get right into it. This is the model that I downloaded off of models resource right here in case you want to use the same model and just follow along for your first one. But this really, you can use any character. It's better to go off of lower poly models because the lower poly, the better it ends up working in Double Dash with other characters. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, I've already made these two icons. The map icon is 32 by 32, and the selection screen icon is 64 by 64. I know this is Young Link, but I couldn't be bothered. So what you will need to go through all this is a couple tools. You will need the extender, the Mario Kart Double Dash extender, to make the change name BTI. That's going to be the image that will actually change the name from whatever character you're replacing to the new name. You will need Dolphin to actually test the character. GameCube file tools to patch in, tear apart the ISO, get the game files out, that kind of thing. I test everything with the patcher once I build it a patcher compatible zip. The patcher is the only thing currently that can do characters. The extender doesn't support characters as of yet. And then another thing you will need is Super BMD. The newest version has something in it that makes it to where characters come out looking a lot better. So I do recommend getting the latest version of Super BMD off the wiki. And then I believe that's all we will need to go through this, but I'll, if there's something else that comes along. And then like Photoshop, whatever your favorite image editing software is, uh, something like that, because we will need to combine all of these images into one. So I already have my blank blend file. Go ahead and open this up. And then what we will need to do is I'm going to link a download for this blend file, and this just has all of the characters already extracted so that you don't have to deal with a Blender plugin called Blend. In my experience, helping people doing these character imports, sometimes it just imports the skeleton all wrong, and then you'll get finished with your model and it won't work in game. Not correctly anyway. Okay, so we're going to be doing Mario today. So we're just going to copy this. This tutorial is going to assume that you already have some level of experience with Blender. If you do not have any experience with Blender, I recommend taking a short tutorial just on the controls and the general layout and the kind of things that you'll be dealing with. Okay, and then we're going to I like to take my model, grab it, and then move it to the side. What is that? About 150. And then I import my new model. Okay, and he's going to be itsy bitsy. And we're just going to try to set him over the Mario's bones properly. Usually I just go off the arm bones. Once those look good, you're, mostly golden. Uh, and then I want to see how much is he? He is 670 faces, which is, roughly where you're trying to get. For single characters, I recommend anything under 850. If you're trying to build a pack, you're trying to stay roughly under 650. Less is better, just because the game, once the files in the game get a little bit too big, then it starts to cause problems. Uh, but done with that, he's in here. What I'm going to do is grab his whole model and move him 50 to the side. And then I'm going to take just the model portion with the exclusion of this skeleton, and then move him over the bones properly. Okay, and then what I can do is rename our UVs for Link to match up with the default UVs for Double Dash. It's going to be here, there. UVs right there. Okay, and the default UVs for all of the Double Dash is going to be UV space 0. Okay, and then that allows us to combine this over Mario's mesh without it messing up all of our UV maps. Okay. So what you do is you select him, and then you shift select the main model you want to add, and then Control J joins them. So now they're one model, and then we can go ahead and get rid of the skeleton. So what that does is it does combine the two vertice groups. So these are all Mario's, and this is similar to all the Double Dash bones. There's the same naming scheme across all of them. And then once we get to limbs, these are going to be the ones that we're going to be converting into Double Dash or assigning to these different vertice groups, and that just lines up our bones properly. Okay. We want to do. Good. So what I'm going to do is from here, I'm going to actually rip the vanilla model from the ISO. You will need to find an ISO all by yourself. The best way to do it is use something like, I believe it's NKit, and then rip your ISO on original hardware. You will need a modded Wii or GameCube to do that, but there are plenty of tutorials on how to do that. I do not recommend going to a site like this where you can just download ISOs. I recommend going the regular route. So once you go, you can open your course, your ISO, sorry, and then all of your characters and cards are going to be in mram.arc. Open the arc, and then driver, and then we're going to be doing Mario and driver BMD. BMD is all of your models in Double Dash. So I'm going to go ahead and extract this, and then we're going to be bringing this to our link, and I'm going to put it in the vanilla folder just for ease of access. Now from here, you can drag and drop this onto your superbmd.exe, either in the actual file where you have the software, or I just like to keep a shortcut on my desktop. And then boom, that does all that for us. I like to delete the bitmaps because it just gets in my way. good there. And now you can use all of the faces you want if you have a model that has all the faces like this. I'm going to have to combine the eyes and the mouths to be one image. I'm just going to do one, but if you wanted to build all these, you could do that and then sort of link them up to the emotions that Mario has on these ones so that it lines up and works pretty well in game. Okay, but I'm going to stop right here, go ahead and edit all of these, copy and paste all of these onto this one here, and then make a image for the eyes as well that has the eyes and the mouth. And then I'll be right back once I've done all that. So see you in a bit. Okay, got that finished with all of them just culminated into this, uh, and then our eye and our mouth into this one. So what you will want to do is rename these after the original files. So Mario underscore all or whatever model you're replacing, and Mario underscore I 0, 1 through many facial expressions you want to keep. Okay, and then another thing we're going to have to pull is our materials JSON and our text headers JSON. So we're going to take those and move them over to the file that we're going to be working out of. And then you will need to build a bat file to run SuperBMD and actually apply these presets on how it's supposed to apply the materials. Copy that. Okay, and let me give you a short look on what that looks like. So basically you're going to have your path to SuperBMD. You're going to have your path to the DAE, which I don't just yet, but it's going to be here. There. Da. Quotes, that's fine. Driver DAE, all set there. It's going to convert it into a driver BMD. It is using this material JSON, and then the text header JSON is going to be this JSON, and that pulls from the same directory that we are. Now, if you're doing characters on the new Super BMD version, this is very important. So make sure you have that in there, and that makes it to where your characters come out looking much better. This portion isn't needed when you're doing tracks or courses, but it's just something that makes characters look 1,000 times better. So I recommend it highly. Okay, and then once we're done with that. That means anytime we click on this, it will look for a driver.dae in this folder and then use these presets to actually convert the model into .bmd. Okay, now we get to go back in Blender. Okay. Back in Blender, what we're going to do is go through each individual material that link or whichever model you have, and then we're going to apply it to that single image and then adjust the UVs to make it look beautiful again. So like this right here, this is his belt. So what we're going to do is apply a new image. That's going to be our Mario all. It's going to mess it up, but then we can go into UV editing, take all of this. We're going to scale that down by 8, so and then we're going to have to apply that to this little portion of the belt right here. I'll probably take that and just extend it. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this and extend it when I actually switch everything over. But what I'm going to do is go through each individual thing and apply that. I may have to take these and apply the green texture to it because the way they were doing it was with basically vertex colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with all my UVs and then I'll be right back. Okay, done with that. So from here, what we're going to do is place our materials over the Mario's original textures. So we're going to go into edit mode, select our face, apply it to our eyes, and then select our all, apply it to all. Okay. From there, we can delete these. We can go into shading. And then switch our textures there with our new textures. Okay. Now once we're done there, we can go ahead and start assigning our bones properly. So that's going to be in here. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be ankle. In Double Dash, the ends like this is going to be your wrist, and then this is going to be your ankle. They don't actually have the next bone. Okay, this is going to be our SKL root. So we're going to assign it to SKL root. This is going to be our spin. I think we're going to apply that to spin too, just so it doesn't go anywhere. No, it's 19, right? Okay. That one, 18. Okay, and then we're just going to go through and make sure all of these line up with these. So we're taking 18 is going to be wrist R. So what you can do is grab the wrist R and you can select it, and that way you know this lines up with that, and then so on and so forth, and just go through and do all that. All right, all that's done, and the Link's original bones were deleted. So now we can take and we can delete Mario completely, and then we have to rename our armature to be skeleton underscore root. And then from there, everything should be good. I believe I want to take do this. This is just for my OCD. I don't believe it actually really matters. Okay, cool. We have that. We have everything done. Usually I like to select, do mesh, clear up and delete loose, just to make sure we don't have any loose geometry. That will throw an exception in the Super BMD when we try to convert. And then a good practice is also to select all and merge by distance, just to make sure we don't have any duplicate vertices. Sometimes when you import these models, every material will be different, so it won't have anything connected like it should actually be. Then you get it in game and everything's just it's not one cohesive model. Okay, cool. So all good here. Save file and export. We're going to export Collida. That's my preferred method. You can do FBX as well. It's just I'm used to doing it this way, so that's what I do. Okay, and then we're going to name it driver DAE port. And then from there, we should be able to convert our model just by clicking here. Cannot find texture. Oh, gotcha. We still have one thing to do. We have to edit our text headers. I do. So if you were doing all of the eyes that Mario originally had, you wouldn't have to edit this. But because I only have one eye, I have to take all of my eyes and change them to 0. Okay, and then I'm also not using mid maps, so I can change max load to 0. And then I can change all of these to just linear. Okay, and that'll make it to where I'm not using mid maps and I'm only using the one Mario eye for all of my eye slots. Okay, save, and then now she should convert. I need to steal this over here, and then convert. Very good. Okay, now once we have this, we can test it out in game. So to do that, I do GameCube File Tools, the game, MRAM again, driver, Mario, and then replace with our character. Non-pack, EMD, and then we have to replace that arc. Export GMC to test 1. Then we can launch our dolphin and see what she looks like. Test one. Okay, one thing to know, Mario's animations are a little bit weird with that portion right here with his arms. Those have been fixed by this fire on Discord, so when we actually build the patch file, we're going to be replacing those animations with the updated ones. But other than that, it looks like he's pretty good, other than his arms being extended a little bit. Yeah. Other than the arms being a little bit weird, it seems like he looks pretty good in game. So I'll finish building the patch file, and then get that finished. Okay. Not bad at all. Where from there? Okay. So I already have a file built. It's basically just a copy and paste. That's all I do. I copy and paste the same file again and again, and then just edit the necessary information. This is going to be link Mario basement. Know how to spell. Save that. Files, and then the way the mod zips work is it has to be the same format as the way the actual file system in game is laid out. So if you're replacing a file in MRAM, it'll be an MRAM, MRAM, and then driver, and then Mario, and then so forth. Scene data is going to be our animations. These are the select animations for Mario that, again, have been fixed. And then our race 2D arc, that's where all of our images are stored for our map icon and our selection. So we can go ahead and open these and replace them real quick. Link, map icon, and then for BTI. Okay, sometimes these images get a little bit messed up when they are imported and then converted into BTI. There are some editors out there that you can actually edit the BTI like itself, which is pretty cool, and it's something that I personally need to look into in the future because I'm, not a fan of that little graying out that happens every now and again. But that's that done, and then I'm gonna replace this with the picture of not young Link. You see, like that little graying out. That's not accurate, but it's just something that we've been dealing with so far. BTI, Mario BTI, all good there. And we can delete that. Good there. And then we have one more in scene data. English, menu, timing, and this is where you change the name. And that's what we need the extender for. We can launch the extender and actually generate that the BTI that changes the image or the name. Okay, and those are in tools, text image builder, and then it's going to be link. Save, and then you can save these directly as BTI, which is really cool. Characters not in pack. Link. link, files, scene data, English, menu, timing, change name, save. Yes, replace that. Okay, and that's all we need that for. Okay, done there. We can go back to files, MRAM arc, MRAM driver, Mario, and then I need to copy that. Copy, link, files. All set there, and then from there we should just be able to compress this to a zip file and then patch it in with our patcher. Patcher is really simple. You just open up your vanilla ISO. It's always best to work off of vanilla. And then you get your mod zip pack right there. Patch in just like that. Make sure there are no exceptions. Okay. All set. And then we can test that new ISO in game. And that's going to be just the regular new ISO. Now this should have all of our pictures and name correct. Okay, picture's been edited. Okay, animations look a lot better. It's not perfect, but it's as close as we have so far. We can go from there. Actually, I want to put him in the back and see how well his running animation looks. That shrinkage that happens between selection animations is a common problem amongst all modded characters. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Appreciate y'all sticking around and putting up with me to learn how to make these characters. Enjoy, and I look forward to seeing a lot more in the future. See y'all next time.